be here for Tristrike Tuesdays. As you know, sometimes Tristrike Tuesdays does different map modes, but I believe today it is all modes. There's no barred modes here, and we're going to be watching Time to Win versus Coral Dragons in this first round.
Sometimes tower lot to
Ooh, we're already getting right into it. I think your noise gate is a little high. You're cutting off a little bit. But we are getting right into the action. We see Time to Win here with this decap on the left side. They are moving up. They do have one member down right now, but they're still there. They've got that crab punishing here on the left side. We see Jelly moving forward, getting a pick, getting 2 picks, helping their team move that tower forward. That's 3 picks from Jelly here.
Jelly absolutely on fire here, getting the nice 3 down, and then popping the bubble is going to just keep up so much space. That's going to be an easy first checkpoint for Time to Win here, and it is going to be the strikes, going to be pushing them out a bit, but they are still on the aggression, still trying to find some flats. Going 3 down, Sunday is the last one remaining on the tower, going to be going for a couple more points for getting taken down. Nonetheless, an excellent first push for this match right here, and they still have quite a bit of paint and a crab keep that space going.
Yes, we see the heavy edit here, getting a soda out for their team, putting it on the left side, getting a pick even, helping the team move forward towards this tower here. That's 3 down off of Time to Win. Coral Dragons in a good position to move this tower forward. They're getting the points down. They're not really being contested right now. Time to Win really has to just build up their specials before coming in. They have to fight these tri-strikes here from Coral Dragons, although they are off the tower as of right now.
Ooh, I did just realize that they are running double strikes for Coral Dragons here. As we saw that in sequential order right there, strike after strike, just kind of opening things up for them, getting them through that first checkpoint. Not quite to the second checkpoint. Time to Win, doing a good job of being able to survive those strikes and then put on the pressure, push them out. Grab is going to be now. Carl having to back up here, so not quite as much value as they were hoping for, but still stall for time. With the edit down, however, and strikes online ready to go. Coral Dragons are taking another shot at that second checkpoint.
Time to Win does still have the lead as of right now, but we see Coral Dragons taking that timer down past 56. Now is 52. Oh, they are off the tower right now. It does get down to 52 as Time to Win comes forward. They're using these strikes, pushing the enemy team off of their plat, using everything they can to get back in the mid.
Right, like we do see Coral Dragons. They take that lead right there, and so Time to Win. They gotta put in a little bit more aggression here. They gotta start pushing forward because they gotta take that back. But they are meeting some position. Coral Dragons. The strikes are being so oppressive here. They're able to kind of match Time to Win aggression as well. They're not letting them really gain any footholds in mid and just constantly pushing that tower forward.
Ooh, that was a good pick from Tan here. We see them throwing these tri-strikes for their team. There's a bomb on tower. They live it. Ooh, they have to fight against this crab from Time to Win now. Will they be able to withstand its oppression here? They do continue to move the tower forward. Looks like they are using strikes. We see World here on the tower, moving it even more forward. The rest of Time to Win is on their bats, though, able to reach the tower from where they're standing.
Knocking through that second point is huge, as that's usually the gauntlet they have to face from the team, just because they have so much high ground. But Coral Dragons, they're able to secure a lot of that defending space, able to push it forward. And so going on to that third checkpoint really open things up for them, and it's going to be that much harder for Time to Win to kind of bring it back, get that lead back. So Coral Dragons sitting really pretty here, and another strikes are going out there, just trying to find, and finds one splat on the splash here. Carl going to be going down. That's going to give them the go-ahead, because with that crab at a commission, they can start taking more space.
Coral Dragons is in good control of mid here. We see Jelly trying to push up, trying to get a pick, but no, they get taken down before they get too far. Tan here on the slosher being pretty aggressive, going to the left side, getting the pick, taking out another one as the enemy strikes come out. The rest of Time to Win is back on their plat here. They're just trying to throw out whatever they can to stop Coral Dragons from pushing the tower anymore. They don't even necessarily have to ride the tower now. They already have the lead. They don't even need to pick it up. They just have to continue this offensive offensive push here, and that's what they're doing.
Right. This is just stalling for time. That time to win has less to work with. Like they are all the way up in the base. They're going on to that third checkpoint, so close to the KO as well. Even with 30 seconds left, like that's just eat up time for time to win, come back. But they're not going to give them opportunity at all. Like, oh, but no, the tower's going to be stopped by Carl here. Two members. That's about to flip it back. Coral Dragon's going to be going for that KO with the strikes kind of GG out, and they're going to take that first match.
Ah, goodness, Coral Dragons really had that game there, just able to get the knockout. It was back and forth for a little while, but I guess they just were able to continue that push for so long. Like I said, they didn't necessarily have to keep that push going, but they were just able to. They were able to keep that aggression. They were able to get all those picks, and so they got that first game as a knockout.
That's right. And I feel like time to win that we saw that opening by Jelly. They were able to get some good momentum going right at the beginning, but I think just double strikes kind of wore them out because once Coral Dragons had that control of mid, they were able to keep up that constant aggression. Like even if they didn't really like snowball it too much in the very end, but it's just they kept up the pressure just enough so that time to win couldn't cover from that almost, and like they were kind of banking on that the up in the face rush, but just because of the strikes, just having the midline being so aggressive back at them, couldn't find that foothold.
No, I feel you. I feel like Time to Win just didn't find their opportunity to come back from that. They were just on the back foot for so long during that match. They weren't able to regroup. They weren't able to build specials and coordinate any sort of singular push together. It was kind of scrappy, and maybe that's why they weren't able to break through Coral Dragon's just really strong offense.
Now I know that tower control or just ink blot is really hard to break out of once you have kind of that presence in mid. I think time to win, like we scrimmed them not too long ago, and they have a really powerful crab splash. Carl's really powerful on that crab, and so when they weren't able to get that set up, that kind of was their main defense of their main back in mid kind of neutralized. So Coral Dragons didn't have as much issue being able to keep control of mid when that crab was. It's going to be interesting to see because Robo Ramen zones is a little bit different than Tower Control. It doesn't quite fall quite heavy, but Ramen just hard once again just to break that offensive pressure when you're on the there. So we're going to see if Time to Win is going to mess it up. Or they'll have to figure out how to deal with Coral Dragons. Imagine it could be, or it could be a tower thing. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm thinking here on Robo Ramen, it would favor a strong crab. But like you said, if Coral Dragons does run all those strikes again, that's gonna take out the crab before it even does any damage. Like I'm not sure what else Carl's gonna do, especially if they're known for their crab. Hopefully they're gonna pivot to a different sort of strategy.
Well, it's gonna be hard for Jelly as well because they were on that Minty Decaf, which has the bubbler, and just by default, bubbler doesn't really have any defense like strikes. The one special like doesn't really protect against it strikes, and when there's two of them, that kind of neutralizes it even more so. But I know that they do have some other weapons. They have some backup, so we'll see if they decide to kind of swap it up here, or maybe they need a change of a different approach. Have.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing a swap in the comp of the team. Just trying something new, trying to see what their advantages are with some different weapons. I think a change up would be exactly what they need to get this second game.
Mm-hmm. And it likewise, like Coral Dragons could be running the same thing. Like it definitely the double strikes work, and then the bucket T-Tech as well work for zone. But that could also just Ramen has some really good AoE spots because the zone middle and you have all these ledges to get up to get to. We could see some bucket other
Mm-hmm. The bucket was really good on Inkblot just because there were so many ledges there to
Mm-hmm.
be able to punish. I feel like on Robo Ramen there's not as many ledges. There's just a lot of different heights of terrain to punish. So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna use the same strategy. Maybe they're gonna use the slasher. Who knows?
Have to wait. I both teams in that last one were rocking edit. And I know that edit, even for a lot of pencil players, tends to pick for tower control. a lot. However, I don't know about Coral Strikes. I know that traditionally, Sunday on Time to Win is Jet Sculpture, but also pockets heavily edit when it plays, so they could go either or. But I don't know if Coral Dragon is like a hardcore edit main, or if they're gonna bring out a pencil, because I know that Ramen is notorious for that pencil play, especially with the ghost throw up right above zone.
Definitely. I see a lot of pencil play here just because you're able to reach across the zone specifically. You don't really need to reach farther than that, especially on splat zones. And with the pencil, you're able to paint it just so well for the rest of your team. So that's a really good weapon choice here on Robo Ramen. But we didn't see a pencil last time, so there's no real need to see one here, especially if they're both running heavy edit. That you've got your soda. You don't need anything else.
It's just a matter of like what is their for. Again, the edit does really well for tower control in particular, but go either way for Ramen. But I think the other big difference with Ramen as opposed to but Ramen offers a lot more avenue back into mid versus plus kind of a straight one objective you gotta go, especially tower control. It does where the setup where the cover, but Ramen, if you are kind of on the back foot, you can kind of get a little more chaotic, be a little bit cheeky, come around from the sides.
Yeah, definitely. Just the different strategies are going to be useful here. I think we're seeing some different maps here. I do see on Sendo it does show different maps than what it's showing here. Um, oh, it says please help support Sendo by allowing ads. I should allow ads on Sendo.com. Don't be me.
We could be talking about Ramen the whole time completely.
Yeah, it looks like the first match was supposed to be zones on what was it? Well, it's already gone, so I cannot see what it was supposed to be zones on. But it was supposed to be zones, and the second is supposed to be Clam Blitz on Mahi, which is quite a different game mode.
Yeah, okay. I right at the beginning of the stream, I was like, oh, it looks like some regulars for our first set lineup. Clambless Amahi, that is not a regular. That is a very unusual map mode, and honestly exciting to watch. It does, zones. Zones is definitely the go-to for Mahi. It tends to be the more favored zone or mode. But Clamblitz, you don't see too often, mainly because it is so much more open. That and tower control just offers a lot of free real estate that is hard to traverse if you have a short range weapon. We'll see. This is definitely it's Clamblitz, so it's not quite as effective as it is on zones, but a pencil or even a charger might come out here have a lot of space to work with.
Definitely. I'm trying to think of the last time I've seen Clam Blitz Mahi just as a player. I don't seek it out when it's in rotation, so I don't even remember the last time I played it. Just because there's the two different entrances and they're both a little bit risky. They're both very visible for the enemy team to see you coming from. So the strategy here has to be really tight. It has to be really coordinated, and hopefully these teams can pull it out.
We're gonna be seeing. Okay. There's a lot to unpack here. Time to Win, going for a very similar comp to what they had before, but Coral Dragons going to be bringing out the pencil I mentioned before, but also bringing out a decav to match decav on Time to Win. That's going to offer some of that mid-range support, but also the bubbler. You talk about one of those specials that is able to kind of break into the to the clam basket, where it is normally pretty dangerous. That be able to stay in that position and be able to more.
Looks like Time to Win is pushing up pretty quickly here. 30 seconds in, they have this power clam. Sunday holding it on the right side, getting soda out for their team, making a push up this ramp on the left side. They do have a bubble. This is a good opportunity to throw in the power clam, and they do, although there's not much follow-up from the rest of their team.
That was quite chaotic. We saw Time to Win. They popped their bubble under the basket with decaf. 3 of the members in the bubble. Then the opponent's decaf comes in, takes a swing, takes out all 3 of them, pops their own bubble right as Sunday runs in with the power clamp. So it was a good trade nonetheless, taking advantage of that 3 down to kind of get the ball in for Time to Win. Now they still have quite a bit of match control. They did give a mercy to Coral Dragons without any follow-up. nonetheless, they're packing up ready for another offensive, but unfortunately, 3 members down. It is just Sunday.
Yes, we see Tan here on the left side trying to get a pick here. They do get the pick off of Sunday. Oni from their team getting the power clam into the basket. That's another one. That's Coral Dragons with the lead now. They are a little bit pushed back, though. There's only 2 of them up. One did try to continue scoring, but they get taken down quite quickly.
That was unfortunate. Saw the power of the Tristrike come in, and they were able to clear out around the basket the second power climb. That being said, Time to Win has their own strikes online. Unfortunately, they're being by the opposing team. They have to stay alive here, and they're going to be striked out themselves as they do pop their own strikes. Decab going to be going down here. A lot of space is going to be traded out. Core Track is once again putting on so much.
All right, we see Cat here on this left side getting a pick, getting 5 clams to their name. They are holding out to try and build this power clam, although another member of their team is pushed even farther up, getting that bubble. We see Cat here with these Tristrikes moving forward, getting this power clam, being able to throw it out. Oh, they get a
Oh,
wipeout
nice.
off of Coral Dragons. Time to Win in a good position to continue scoring here. Now they have the lead. It is down to 50 points, and they're still getting clams. They're still scoring them down to 41 now. Ooh, there is a wipeout. Unfortunate end to this push.
I feel like the map change, water drop really played into there. They were able to hold so much more space than they did for the first push there, get so many, and they have the lead of 41. That being said, they did take the wipeout. It would cause a wipeout, so Coral Dragons banging front door with 2 of their own power clans ready to go. So if they do manage to break that in, get them in, swap the right back. But 2 members go down on both sides. If they're able to pop this crab right here, they might be able to keep that second clam out, but they unfortunately will be able to get the second clam in back. Coral Dragons.
Yes, Carl here on defense, trying to keep the rest of Coral Dragons from getting up that ramp, scoring any more points. Coral Dragons is in the lead, though, so Time to Win is going to have to find a power clam here and be able to push it. They've only got about a minute left, though, and they're on the defense right now. Coral Dragons pushing up onto their plat here, and ooh, Sunday getting taken out from behind from this decav.
All this side and right up in their business. Jillian going to be punished for it. They're trying to build a clamp, but the flat on their decap just kind of threw a wrench. Sorry, Time to Win able to hold on for a little bit longer, getting that basket open, but they're down. Not too much of a lead to have to break through, but there's a lot of blue map right now, so they have a go before they start.
Yes, we see Sunday here with the power clam. They've got 35 seconds left to push forward. They are going to get overtime if they keep this power clam, but no, Sunday goes down to a bomb. There's only a couple left on Time to Win now, being able to play defense against World C as they're able to get this power clam into the enemy basket. The rest of Coral Dragons are up on their plat now, continuing to get some clams into that basket. It is ticking down. Oh, the score is going to go down. It is 10 now. Are they going to be able to get this knockout? There are still members of Coral Dragons with clams in their possession, but they just can't get close enough to the plat right now. It is going to go into overtime. Will Time to Win be able to push forward with Coral Dragons still on their ramp? We see Tan here trying to get another pick, but they do jump out just in time before they get picked off. Time to Win moving forward in mid here. We see Sunday trying to get the clam in, but they get stopped by the decav. Oh, this one goes to Coral Dragons.
Oh, that was unfortunate. Like, Time to Win, they were running out of time, but then the strikes quite ready to go. Just a couple more seconds would have Coral Dragons really power right at the last second. But the Coral Dragons, their bubbler right at the end there, just allowed them to get so many clams. And even with 2 members down, Time to really have the resource to be able to deal with that bubble. Just away so much Coral Dragon.
Yes. Oh, goodness. Those were some good matches, IMAD. Time to Win versus Coral Dragons. And they were so close, too. Even though Coral Dragons did get really high scores on both matches, Time to Win did put up a good fight. And I believe this is the end of this round. Oh no, I'm sorry. It is play all three, so they are going to be moving on to tower control on museum.
Power another not quite as crazy as Mahi Clam, but still not the fan favorite. This one, I think, just well, see, that's the thing. We're gonna be seeing two tower control matches, so I suppose you just gotta go with the flow. You gotta do what the set says. But nonetheless, museum for tower control is gonna rely heavily on that left side, just the way the tower path moves. Again, it's difficult to break out once you see the control to the other. It's gonna take a lot of special coordination. Cordrek is haven't done an excellent job of just mid space, time to quite figure out how to deal with that, especially when they had that pencil for that last one.
Definitely. I'm thinking time to win. Might have to change up the strategy here just because we're not seeing a lot of use from that crab, I don't think. Uh, yes, and Carl does switch it up here using a shot, getting out the Trizuka instead. Maybe they just realized they couldn't hold that crab against all of those strikes.
Indeed. Ooh, okay. We're gonna be seeing a bit of a splash up in or a vanilla splatter shot, bringing and to deal with that backline and to deal with the impression that it strikes. Speaking of, already a strikes coming out from Coral Drake is going to be taking 1, 2, and
Ooh.
3. Last one, we staying alive. They get a pick on flat, jumping, reviving face. Check.
Yes, we see that pencil here holding tower for Coral Dragons. The rest of them are pushed pretty far up on the enemy plat. We see Oni here throwing out these strikes. Sorry, they have the decaf. They would be throwing out the bubble, but not yet. Not yet for their team. We see the rest of their team, though, using their specials to be able to hold this position here. Although this pencil does get pushed back as members of Coral Dragons do get picked off here.
Our play. Bay, time Java area retaking the plat, but with the pencil alive just in mid, that is a presence, that is a threat that they deal with. Zuki comes out, but does them 2 members of Coral Clash go down. Finally, to take them. Well, that's going to do so much for them, and already have 2 down. Well, the only thing they have to worry about now is the strikes from that. Here we go. They're going to be thrown out right as they do that first checkpoint.
Yes, we see Carl here dancing around the tower, just trying to keep it alive. They do get the pick off of that decab. We see the rest of Zuka shots coming out. Jelly here moving up with this bubble placement, trying to challenge the enemy pencil. They don't get that pick, but they do continue moving this tower forward, although the rest of Coral Dragons is now on their plat. They're still getting picks, though. Ooh, it was an end to that push, but Coral Dragons not yet all together to be able to continue pushing this tower forward.
Ah, that was so unfortunate. We saw Jilly get the nice splat right there, but then did get taken down by the enemy decaf. And I just, in unison, all 3 members of Tide to Win just hop off the tower there. Coral Drake has moved up immediately to capitalize off of that. Tide to Win still has a lot of control. They have a lot of paint right now. So if they can get the specials online, get a splat just like that, then they can move in and start taking even more space. Essentially, board. Cat here just trying to find that pencil.
We see Oni here on this left side, really holding the plat for their team as Time to Win uses this tower to get in onto their plat. We see the specials come out. We see the Zuka come out and strikes from Coral Dragons. We see Oni fall down trying to get another pick, and they do, but they're not able to stop this tower push. Time to Win really just doesn't want to lose control of this tower. They've been keeping this push going for so long.
Little area on the right here. I guess whoever can maintain control of this will be the one who can power, but just constant barrage of strikes, and then the have the bucket just diving in on that tower. Kind of Win doesn't have room to breathe. They were able to get a checkpoint, a couple points lead, quite able to get their Coral Dragon's pressure is much.
They were so close, getting it down to 39, but it was not in a good position to keep that push going. There was just too many opposing players there. We see Jelly here on the left side trying to make something happen, trying to hold it down for the rest of their team. They got that bubble there, helping the heavy edit get some more paint down, holding against these strikes. But the enemy decaf uses their own bubble, getting a couple picks here with the rest of Coral Dragons now on the enemy plat.
Coral Dragon quite ill. Now they are going to be pushing so close to that third checkpoint, and it's just Sunday remaining. They are going to get the splat, but it's going to result in raid. Going to be a lot of space for Coral Dragons to work with here. Now times of the essence time to be able to break out and stop the push. Time runs out.
Yes, we see Coral Dragons really aggressive here on this right side, just being able to get more picks. We see the timer go down 3, 2, 1, and it is Coral Dragons getting the final match point.
And that's going to be for Coral Dragons overtime. But they, yeah, no, that was tough. That was a tough one. I think again, just Coral Dragons had a good, was able to like resist and pressure. I think double strikes really lend itself to that. Just kind of quite able to figure out how to deal with that. They were so close to bringing the player. It was quite enough right at the end.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Time to Win was holding that tower for so long too. There were like a couple minutes went by where they were in control of the tower, but they just couldn't push it forward. They just couldn't get it further up on the enemy plat. It was just stuck in that corner for so long. I think they just needed more picks. They needed some sort of coordinated effort to take that space before they tried moving the tower forward, but they just couldn't figure it out.
Right. They were able to deal with the decaf and the bucket diving on them, but just the strikes in that one little space, they had to move. They had to get out of there and ride in a tower to get points. Not a whole lot you can do in the.
Exactly. All right, and this will be the end of round 1 for us. I think we're going to be taking a little break while we get round 2 set up, so stay hydrated and we'll be right back.